Hi Capricorn. I need to talk to you about something that just came through in this reading, and honestly, the energy here is absolutely wild. I just pulled cards specifically about your family dynamics and what is coming up for you in the near future, especially around those toxic family members who have been watching you from the sidelines. You know exactly who I am talking about. The ones who doubted you, the ones who mocked your dreams, the ones who said you would never make it. Well, guess what? The universe has some major things to say about where you are headed while they sit there, absolutely fuming about your success. Before we dive deep into these 6 cards, I want you to understand something really important here. This reading is not about revenge. This is not about rubbing anything in anyone's face. This is about you finally stepping into the power that you have been building in silence. This is about you rising above the toxicity that tried to keep you small. The cards are showing me that you have been on this incredible journey of transformation, one that nobody in your family actually believed was possible for you. They underestimated your resilience, your determination, your absolute refusal to stay stuck in the patterns they wanted you to remain in. So let me pull the first card for you right now, because the energy here is already speaking volumes. Before I even turn it over, the first card I am holding in my hands is a 6 of Swords. And Capricorn, when I tell you this card is perfect for where you are right now, I mean it with everything. The 6 of Swords is all about transition, about moving away from troubled waters into calmer, more peaceful territory. Look at the imagery on this card. There is a figure in a boat, moving across water, leaving behind choppy waves and heading towards smoother shores. This is you right now, Capricorn. You are literally in the process of moving away from the chaos, the drama, the toxicity that your family tried to drown you in. What makes this card so powerful in your reading is that it represents a conscious choice to leave behind what no longer serves you. This is not about running away. This is about strategic movement towards something better. You have spent so much time trying to prove yourself to people who were never going to give you the validation you deserved. You have exhausted yourself trying to make them see your worth, trying to make them understand your vision, trying to get them to support you the way family is supposed to support family. But here's what the 6 of Swords is telling me about your future. You are done with that chapter. In the coming weeks and months, you are going to experience this profound shift in how you relate to your family dynamics. The toxic members, the ones who constantly criticized your choices, who laughed at your ambitions, who told you that you were aiming too high or being unrealistic, they are going to notice something different about you. You are not going to be as available for their negativity anymore. You are not going to be as affected by their comments. You are moving into a space where their opinions simply do not have the power over you that they used to have. The 6 of Swords is also showing me that this transition is happening because you have finally realized something crucial. You cannot heal in the same environment that made you sick. You cannot grow in soil that is constantly being poisoned. Your family, or at least certain members of it, created an environment where you were supposed to fail, where you were supposed to stay small, where you were supposed to need them and their approval forever. But you are breaking that cycle, and the boat in this card represents your vehicle of escape. Maybe it is physical distance you are creating. Maybe it is emotional boundaries you are establishing. Maybe it is simply mental clarity you are developing about who deserves access to your energy. What I find really interesting about this card appearing first in your reading is that it suggests the journey has already begun. You are not preparing to leave the toxicity behind. You are already in motion. You have already started making different choices, setting different boundaries, prioritizing your peace over their expectations. This is why they are seething right now, Capricorn. They can feel you slipping away from their control. They can sense that their words do not land the same way anymore. They can see that you are building something they cannot touch or diminish. Let me pull the second card because I need to see what is happening as you continue this journey away from their toxicity. The 9 of Wands just fell out of the deck, and Honestly, Capricorn, this makes so much sense with everything else I am seeing. The Nine of Wands is a card of resilience, of standing your ground despite being battle-worn, of refusing to give up even when you have every reason to be exhausted. Look at this figure on the card, standing there with 8 wands behind them like a protective barrier, holding one wand firmly in their hands. They look tired, they have clearly been through some things, but they are still standing. They are still ready. They are still protecting what they have built. This is your story, Capricorn. Your family mocked you while you were building. They doubted you while you were grinding. They criticized you while you were learning. They laughed while you were falling and getting back up over and over again. Every single time you faced a setback, they were there to say, "I told you so." Every time something did not work out exactly as planned, they were ready with their negativity, their lack of faith, their predictions of your failure. But here you are, still standing. Here you are, still moving forward. Here you are, still believing in yourself even when they never did. The Nine of Wands in your reading tells me that what is coming for you in the near future is a proof that all of that resilience was worth it. All those times you wanted to give up but did not. All those moments when their words cut deep but you kept going anyway. All those nights when you doubted yourself but woke up the next morning and tried again. It was all building towards something significant. You were developing the strength, the endurance, the unshakable determination that you are going to need for what is about to unfold in your life. Your toxic family members are seething because they are starting to see the results of your perseverance. They mocked you when you were struggling, but now they are watching you succeed despite every obstacle they predicted would stop you. They told you that you were wasting your time, that you should be more realistic, that you should settle for less, that you should just accept your limitations. But you did not listen, did you, Capricorn? You kept pushing, you kept working. You kept believing that there was something more waiting for you on the other side of all this struggle. What the Nine of Wands is revealing about your future is that you are about to enter a phase where your defensive position transforms into an offensive one. Right now you have been in protection mode, guarding what you have built, defending your choices, maintaining boundaries against their negativity. But soon, very soon, you are going to move from defense to expansion. The 8 wands behind you are not just barriers anymore. They are the foundation you have already established. They represent all the work you have done, all the lessons you have learned, all the strength you have accumulated. The 9th wand in your hand is the one you are going to use to create your next level of success. The reason your toxic family is seething is because they can feel the shift coming. They can sense that you are about to break through in ways they never thought possible. They wanted you to give up, they expected you to crumble. They were counting on you to prove them right about your inadequacy. But instead, you are about to prove them spectacularly wrong, and they know it. They can see it coming, and it is eating them alive. The 6 of Pentacles just came through in Capricorn. I am getting chills, because this card is talking about abundance, generosity, charity, and the balance of giving and receiving. This card traditionally shows someone in a position of wealth or power distributing resources to those who have less. Do you see what is happening here? You are moving from being the one who was looked down upon, the one who was seen as less than, the one who was mocked for your ambitions, into a position where you become the one with resources, with stability, with the ability to be generous. This is what is going to make your toxic family absolutely lose their minds. It is not just that you are going to succeed. It is that you are going to succeed to the point where you have more than they do. You are going to reach a level of abundance, whether that is financial, emotional, spiritual, or all of the above, where you actually have the capacity to give to others from your overflow. Think about how this flips the entire dynamic they created. They positioned themselves as the ones who knew better, who had it figured out, who were more stable and more realistic than you. They looked down on your dreams as foolish, your ambitions as unrealistic, your path as misguided. They made you feel small, made you feel like you were always going to be struggling, always going to be asking for help, always going to be less than. But the Six of Pentacles is showing me a future where you are the one in the position of power. You are the one with resources to share. You are the one who gets to decide how your abundance flows. What makes this even more powerful is the concept of balance that this card brings. The Six of Pentacles is not just about having wealth. It is about having wisdom and how you use it. It is about understanding the balance between giving and receiving. About knowing who deserves your generosity and who does not. This tells me that in your future, you are going to have very clear discernment about your toxic family members. Just because you have abundance does not mean you owe them anything. Just because you succeed does not mean you have to share that success with people who tried to sabotage you. I am seeing a scenario playing out where these toxic family members who mocked you are suddenly going to be very interested in reconnecting. They are going to start reaching out, being friendlier, maybe even apologizing for past behavior. But their motivation is not going to be genuine remorse, it is going to be self-interest. They are going to want access to what you have built. They are going to want to benefit from your success. They are going to want to act like they supported you all along. The Six of Pentacles is telling you that you will have the wisdom to see through this, to recognize the difference between genuine relationship and opportunistic manipulation. Your future holds a beautiful irony, Capricorn. The same people who told you that you would never amount to anything are going to be the ones asking you for help, asking you for opportunities, asking you for a piece of what you have created. They are seething right now because they can see this coming. They can feel the shift happening. They know that the power dynamic is about to completely reverse. They are angry at themselves for underestimating you. They are angry at you for proving them wrong. They are angry at the universe for not keeping you in the box they tried to put you in. But here's what I love about the Six of Pentacles in your reading. This card gives you permission to be discerning with your blessings. You can be generous, you can be kind, you can even forgive if you choose to. But you do not have to give your resources, your time, your energy, or your opportunities to people who have shown you nothing but toxicity. You get to decide who deserves to be in your circle of abundance. And that decision is entirely yours to make. The Ace of Wands is here in Capricorn. This is fire energy. This is passion. This is new beginnings. This is creative potential that is about to explode into reality. The Ace of Wands represents a spark of inspiration, a new opportunity, a fresh start that is filled with enthusiasm and possibility. When I look at this card in the context of everything else we have been talking about, I see that your future is not just about moving away from toxicity and achieving stability. Your future is about igniting something entirely new, something that is uniquely yours, something that represents your authentic passion and purpose. This is what your toxic family could never understand about you, Capricorn. They wanted you to follow the safe path, the conventional route, the predictable journey that they could understand and control. But you have always had this fire inside you, this desire to create something meaningful, this need to pursue what genuinely excites you rather than what everyone expects you to do. The Ace of Wands is telling me that in your near future, you are going to have an opportunity to fully embrace this creative, passionate side of yourself in ways you have not been able to before. Maybe this looks like starting a business that is aligned with your true interests, rather than what pays the bills. Maybe this looks like pursuing a creative project that you have been putting off, because it's seen too risky or impractical. Maybe this looks like completely changing career directions, to follow what actually sets your soul on fire. Whatever form this takes, the Ace of Wands represents raw, pure potential that is ready to be channeled into something tangible. Your toxic family is seething because they tried so hard to extinguish this fire in you. They tried to make you practical, sensible, realistic, which in their language meant small, afraid, and limited. They could not handle your enthusiasm, your big ideas, your willingness to take risks. Every time you got excited about something, they were there to pour cold water on it, to list all the reasons it would not work, to remind you of your failures, to make you doubt yourself. But the fire never went out. Did it, Capricorn? It might have dimmed sometimes, It might have been reduced to embers during your hardest moments, but it never completely died. What I am seeing in your future with this Ace of Wands is a rekindling of that fire, but stronger than ever before. You are going to reconnect with your passion, your purpose, your creative energy in such a profound way that it becomes undeniable. This is not going to be something you can hide or downplay. This is going to be visible, obvious, radiant. People are going to see the change in you. They are going to feel the energy you are bringing. They are going to witness you stepping into a version of yourself that is fully alive and fully expressed. For your toxic family members, this is going to be unbearable to watch. They invested so much energy into keeping you small, into making you doubt yourself, into convincing you that your dreams were foolish. Watching you not only pursue those dreams, but actually thrive in that pursuit, is going to trigger every insecurity they have about their own lives. They are going to be forced to confront the fact that they settled, that they chose safety over passion, that they allowed fear to dictate their choices. Seeing you refuse to make those same compromises is going to be a mirror they do not want to look into. The Ace of Wands is also about taking action, about moving forward with confidence, about trusting that spark of inspiration enough to follow it. This tells me that you are going to stop hesitating, stop second-guessing yourself. Stop waiting for permission or approval from people who are never going to give it to you. You are going to see an opportunity, and you are going to take it. Not recklessly, but with faith in yourself and your abilities. This decisive action, this willingness to bet on yourself, this is what separates you from the toxic family members who have spent their lives playing it's safe and resenting anyone who does not. Let me pull the fifth card because we are building toward something really significant here, and I want to see where all of this is leading. The Knight of Cups is showing up, and honestly, Capricorn, this is such a beautiful addition to your reading. The Knight of Cups is a romantic, the dreamer, the one who follows their heart even when logic says otherwise. This knight is not charging into battle. This knight is offering a cup, extending an invitation, presenting an opportunity that is rooted in emotional fulfillment rather than material gain. In the context of everything else we have been discussing, this card is telling me that your future includes a deep reconnection with what genuinely makes you happy, not what is supposed to make you happy according to other people. Your toxic family raised you with certain expectations, certain definitions of success, certain ideas about what your life should look like. They had a script written for you, a role they wanted you to play, a version of you that would make them comfortable and validate their own choices. But you never quite fit that script, did you? There was always a part of you that wanted something different, something more aligned with your actual values and desires rather than their imposed expectations. The Knight of Cups represents the courage to follow your heart, to pursue what brings you genuine joy, to make choices based on emotional and spiritual fulfillment rather than external validation. This is your future, Capricorn. You are going to reach a point where you stop trying to achieve the version of success that would finally make your family proud, and you start creating the version of success that makes you feel alive, fulfilled, and authentically happy. This might look like choosing relationships based on genuine connection rather than family approval. This might look like living somewhere that feeds your soul rather than staying close to family, out of obligation. This might look like spending your time and money on experiences that matter to you, rather than on things that would impress them. Whatever form this takes, the Knight of Cups is about honoring your emotional truth, about trusting your intuition, about believing that what your heart wants is valid even if nobody else understands it. For your toxic family members, this is going to be yet another source of frustration and resentment. They are going to look at your choices and think you are being selfish and practical, or foolish because you are prioritizing happiness over status, fulfillment over appearances, authenticity over approval. They are not going to understand why you turned down the opportunity that looked good on paper to pursue the one that felt right in your heart. They are not going to comprehend why you are willing to take risks for something intangible like joy or purpose when you could play it safe and be miserable like they are. But here's what the Knight of Cups knows that they do not. Life is too short to spend it living someone else's dream. Life is too precious to waste it trying to become the person other people want you to be. Life is too valuable to sacrifice your happiness on the altar of other people's expectations. You get one life, Capricorn. One chance to figure out what genuinely lights you up, and to pursue it with everything you have. The Knight of Cups is giving you permission to do exactly that. What I also find really interesting about this card is the element of offering. The Knight of Cups is extending a cup, making an offer, presenting an opportunity. This tells me that the universe, your guides, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, is going to present you with opportunities that are specifically designed to help you step into this more authentic, heart-centered version of your life. These opportunities might not make sense to other people. They might not fit the conventional path, but they are going to feel right to you on a deep, intuitive level. Your toxic family is seething because they can see that you are becoming unreachable in a sense. Not physically necessarily, but energetically, emotionally, psychologically. They are losing their grip on you, their influence is waning, their opinions matter less and less. You are starting to trust yourself more than you trust their judgment. You are starting to value your own intuition more than their advice. You are starting to see yourself through your own eyes rather than through their critical gaze. Let me pull this final card, because I want to see the ultimate outcome of this entire journey you are on. The Chariot is your final card in Capricorn. When I tell you this is victory, this is momentum, this is unstoppable forward movement, I mean it with absolute conviction. The Chariot is one of the most powerful cards in the entire tarot deck when it comes to success, achievement, overcoming obstacles, and claiming your rightful place. This card shows a figure in armor, standing in a chariot pulled by two sphinxes, one black and one white, representing opposing forces that have been harnessed and directed toward a single purpose. This is your future, Capricorn. Everything you have been through, all the struggle with your toxic family, all the times they tried to hold you back, all the moments when you had to fight for your right to pursue your own path. It has been training you for this. The Chariot represents the moment when all of your effort, all of your resilience, all of your determination comes together in a powerful surge of forward momentum that nothing can stop. Your toxic family mocked you because they thought you would never make it. They doubted you because they could not imagine you succeeding where they had failed or settled. They criticized you because your ambition made them uncomfortable with their own lack of it. But the Chariot is telling me that you are about to experience a level of success that leaves absolutely no room for doubt, no space for their negativity, no opportunity for them to diminish what you have achieved. This is not quiet success, Capricorn. This is not subtle achievement that you can hide or downplay. The Chariot is visible, obvious, undeniable victory. This is a kind of success where people cannot help but notice, where your accomplishments speak for themselves, where even your harshest critics have to acknowledge that you have done something remarkable. Your toxic family is going to have to watch you succeed in such a public, such an undeniable way that they cannot rewrite the narrative, they cannot take credit, they cannot pretend they always believed in you. What I love about the Chariot in your reading is that it represents success through willpower, discipline, and control. This is not luck, this is not being in the right place at the right time. This is not having advantages handed to you. This is earned success, deserved victory, achieved through your own effort and determination. You cannot argue with the Chariot. You cannot diminish it. You cannot attribute it to anything other than the person who earned it. Your toxic family is going to have to face the fact that you succeeded despite them, not because of them, and in many ways in spite of their attempts to keep you down. The two sphinxes in the Chariot, one black and one white, represent opposing forces that the figure has learned to harness and direct. In your situation, this represents all the contradictions, all the challenges, all the opposing energies you have had to balance. The part of you that wanted your family's approval versus the part that knew you had to follow your own path. The part that wanted to give up versus the part that refused to quit. The part that doubted yourself versus the part that believed you were capable of more. You have learned to harness all of these opposing forces and direct them toward your goals. And that is why you are unstoppable. Your future with the chariot is about claiming your victory, owning your success, and refusing to diminish your achievements to make other people comfortable. Your toxic family is seething because they know what is coming. They can feel the momentum building. They can see the signs of your impending breakthrough. They can sense that their window to keep you small is closing. They are angry because they are about to be proven wrong in the most spectacular way possible. But here's what I want you to understand, Capricorn. This reading is not about them. Your success is not about making them feel bad. Your victory is not about proving them wrong. Your happiness is not about showing them what they missed out on. This is about you finally stepping into the fullness of who you are meant to be. Finally allowing yourself to succeed without apology. Finally claiming the life you have been working so hard to create. Yes, they are seething. Yes, they are going to be uncomfortable. Yes, they are going to have to reconcile their predictions of your failure with the reality of your success. But that is their journey, their lesson, their karma to deal with. Your job is to keep moving forward, to keep following your path, to keep believing in yourself even when they never did.